Welcome to the Calm Mom Podcast, the show for ambitious women ready to get off the hot mess express. I know you've got a lot going on. You work so hard, you're raising an incredible family, and sometimes it can be overwhelming. I'm your host, Michelle Grosser. I'm a certified master life coach, attorney, wife, and mom. And years ago, I was right where you are. I was running a busy law practice while raising a family, and I was on the fast track to burnout. I thought I just needed to be more organized or have better routines, but it was learning how to heal and regulate my nervous system that expanded my capacity to gracefully hold more of this big, beautiful life. You too are worthy of an extraordinary life in and beyond motherhood. Learning to be a calm, anchoring presence in your home and at work is going to be your superpower. If you're here to do the inner work that brings a sense of calm amidst the chaos, I'm here to join you on that journey. Each time you press play, your growth continues. So let's get at it. Welcome to the Calm Mom Podcast. Michelle Grosser here, your master coach. Thanks for joining us today. We are talking about fear of success. Like so often, we think of fear holding us back. I think we associate it with like a fear of failure, things not working out, or just looking really unprepared or ignorant, or like whatever it is. It's this fear that we're going to regret what we did because it didn't go well, right? Or we didn't show up how we wanted to show up. But today in this mini-sode, I just wanted to kind of bring forward that, yeah, for sure, there's a fear of failure and a fear of things not working out that can be tugging at us sometimes, but there's actually fear. Sometimes there's areas in our lives where we have fear that's actually holding us back, but it's not a fear of failure. It's actually the opposite. It's a fear of success. And if you haven't considered that before, maybe you're thinking, and this was my thought process before I really started thinking about fear of success too. It's like, why would I ever be scared of success? Like, why would I ever be scared of it actually working out and being worth it and going well? Like that's the goal, right? Why would I fear it going really, really well? And how would that hold me back? And it's a good question, but let's take a couple of minutes today just kind of to explore it. I mean, what could fear of success be? It could be so many things. It could be fear of changing your career, right? Making that jump, and then all of a sudden your career skyrockets. That jump skyrockets your professional journey. It could be walking into a gym, right? Walking into a gym and just owning your health and making that decision going forward to really just make better decisions about what you put into your body and how you fuel yourself and how you move and take care of your body going forward. It could be hiring a coach, right? Hiring a coach. Maybe it's a business coach. Maybe it's just a life coach who gives you tools and resources to help you just better manage, better, show up holding more of what you want to be able to hold, do more of what you want to be able to do, show up as a more regulated, right? Hear me, calmer mom for your kids, wife for your partner. Maybe maybe you've thought about writing a book and there's this fear, this unconscious fear that it's going to blow up and become a bestseller and really turn a lot of things over for you. Because with each of these successes, like whatever it is, with each of these huge successes really comes a lot of change. And change is uncomfortable, right? Change is uncomfortable, especially if as high-achieving moms, hardworking moms, ambitious moms, especially if we feel like we're already maxed out, we're already feeling overwhelmed. I mean, we know it, right? New levels, new devils. So there's this pressure to show up in a new way, in success, with success, that we have to grow and take on a new shape, right? Maybe that newfound success is going to remove some of those excuses you've been comfortable holding on to. Maybe the newfound success is going to remove a little bit of that victim you've been sitting in. Maybe that newfound success is going to push you to grow in your organization or to grow in your systems and your habits. Maybe it's going to push you to communicate better. Maybe it's going to push you to ask for help in new ways. Maybe it's going to push you to say goodbye to some things. All of that can be really uncomfortable. I get it. And a lot of this fear of success, I think, is unconscious, right? But resisting fear, avoiding fear, it just doesn't work. Like, when in the history of humanity has telling anyone to calm down actually worked, right? When in the history of your existence has you just telling yourself to calm down actually worked? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. So if as you're sitting here and you're thinking like, where in my life might I be fearing success? Where is fear holding me back from living a big, bold, brave life? Where is fear keeping me playing small? Where is fear keeping me from walking in my calling and my purpose? What story do I have to share that fear is keeping me from sharing, right? Who needs to hear my encouragement? Who needs to hear my testimony that I'm not sharing because I'm scared? And I get all of that. And instead of just pushing past it, pushing it aside, suppressing it, I think that we can really be with that fear. And I think we can take some time, maybe to journal, just to meditate on what that fear's highest intention might be, right? Just acknowledging why that fear is present can be really powerful in shifting it. Maybe it is writing a book, right? Maybe it is changing how you're eating and exercising and how that's going to kind of trickle down into every other area of your life. Maybe it is hiring a coach and learning how to process and work through your traumas, heal your nervous system. All of that fear associated with all of that change has a highest intention. What is it? Is it keeping you safe? Is it avoiding pain? Is it keeping you from disappointment? Is it keeping you from judgment? Right? What is it trying to do? And once we can acknowledge that it's actually trying to protect us in some way, we can realize that we actually might not need that protection anymore. Right? Maybe when we were kids, that voice, that fear protected us in ways that we actually needed. But now that we're grown adults, we have coping skills, we have support networks, right? We have resources. We can handle more of what life throws at us, right? We're more resilient than we used to be. Maybe that fear is misplaced now. And I think just having that awareness and being able to acknowledge, like, yeah, I'm scared. I'm so scared to change my career. I'm so scared to submit my resume and application to this management position or for this promotion or whatever it is. But that's only because I'm scared of being let down or disappointed or being told no, or I'm scared that it's actually going to work out and I'm going to get the job and all of a sudden I'm going to have all these new responsibilities and I'm like already tapped out. And acknowledging what that fear is trying to protect you from, and then maybe why you don't necessarily need protection in that way anymore, I think that can be really helpful. Have you ever caught yourself wondering why you do the things you do? Like, why do you get so angry and yell at your kids when they're moving at a snail's pace in the morning? Or why is it so hard to relax when the house is a mess? If so, you've got to take my personality patterns quiz. Because here's what's going on. When you were a child, whenever an experience overwhelmed your nervous system, you subconsciously built a defense against that overwhelm. And over time, those defenses became a habit, and then they became a pattern. And now as an adult, what we think of as our personality is really actually often this defense pattern running the show. It's so interesting, right? There's 5 different personality patterns. And they're not personality types like the Enneagram or the Myers-Briggs, but rather they describe the safety strategy that you immediately go to when you start to feel overwhelmed. They don't describe who you are, but rather what's actually blocking who you are. And the good news is that once you take the quiz and you learn about your pattern, you can learn skills to break out of that pattern and then live and parent as your true and authentic self. So click on the quiz link in the show notes or go to michellegrosser.com/quiz now to take my 2-minute personality patterns quiz. So here's what I want you to do. I want all of you to just take a minute now and think of the thing that's scaring you. What's scaring you right now? What's holding you back? What's making you live small? And then I want you to think, whatever it is that's scaring you, I want you to kind of shift your perspective for a minute on that particular thing. And I want you now to think about what's really exciting about it. Like, what is so exciting about the idea of writing a book that becomes a bestseller? What feels so good about hiring a coach and learning how to heal your nervous system and having tools that allow you to be a better parent? What is so exciting about, forgiving your sister and having a conversation with her that grows your relationship and how that might look, right? What's exciting about each of these things that's scaring you? And then I really want you to visualize it in detail. In detail. What do you look like? What are you wearing? How does it feel on the inside? What's your expression? Does it feel expansive, healthy, growing, purpose-filled? Does it feel like you're taking a leap of faith? Does it feel like you're challenging yourself? You're being called forward and higher? How about you picture the people around you? How is your boldness impacting them? Are your relationships strengthening? I really want you to visualize it in detail. And once you have that excited visualization, hang on to it. Hang on to it. When you make a commitment, whatever it is that you're fearing was going to go really well, that fear of success, when you make that commitment to go for it and those fears start creeping in, I want you to bring back that visualization of what's so exciting about it. Anchor it. Hang on to it. Maybe you make a vision board about that visualization, right? The exciting part of it. And guys, this isn't just my idea. This isn't just my little strategy. This is a result of, it's actually a study from Harvard Business School about how to flip moments that make you nervous into excitement. And in doing so, you rewire your mind, you rewire your body so that your fears no longer control you. And let me tell you, launching this podcast, I put it off for a while. I thought about it. I prepared. I took courses. I planned. I bought equipment. But the thought of it actually taking off and doing well, once I sat down and thought about it, that was scarier to me than it actually being a huge failure and going nowhere, right? If the thing just fizzled out and it didn't work, no one listened, then whatever. My microphone ends up in the bottom of a closet. No harm, no foul. But man, if this thing took off, if people wanted to hear more, if I was actually making an impact and hearing from women who were being encouraged, and I was being invited to speak in other platforms, and I was preparing for weekly interviews, preparing multiple episodes, having to wake up really, really early, go to bed late, because I was putting out all of this content that was actually helping people. That was really scary. Guys, I was running a law firm. I have 2 small children. My husband and I planted a church. I've got a lot on my plate. I would have to hire more help. I'd have to say no to a lot of things. It meant less time with some of my friends. It meant, saying no to some other opportunities. All of that's really uncomfortable, right? It's change. But I visualized what was really exciting about it. I visualized every single one of you. Before I hit record on any of these episodes, I sit here and I imagine every single one of you with your earbuds in, on a walk, driving, cleaning the house, wherever it is that you're listening. And I think about you. I visualize you listening. I visualize you being encouraged. I visualize one single person saying, man, I really needed to hear that today. And guys, that's what keeps me going, right? I visualize that one mom that gets one new tool on how to regulate her nervous system. And she shows up in a way for her kids that she's never been able to before, right? She's not snapping at them anymore. She's not short in her temper. She's not irritable all the time anymore. She's able to handle more somatically. Guys, when I think about that, like this is generational impact and it lights me up and it keeps me going. And it's available for all of you too. So think of what's scaring you. Where is there an area of potential success that's really scary and that's holding you back? And then think about what's so exciting about that possibility. What's so exciting about the success, the reach you could have, the impact you could have, the authenticity and expression you could have, the deep relationships you could have. Visualize it in detail and hang onto it. And then start taking action, massive action. Just start moving on it. Start small, but get the ball rolling. You guys have so much inside of you to offer this world. I cannot wait to hear all about it. I love you so much. Have the best day.
If you love Mommy's Polygraphs, leave a review.
If you enjoyed this episode, it would be so awesome if you could take a moment to subscribe and rate the podcast. And if you have just a few more seconds to leave a quick review, they really help to get this podcast out to other moms like you. I read every last review, and trust me, when it's late at night or early in the morning before my kids get up, and I'm working on bringing you all of this content, your reviews are what keep me going. Leaving a review is truly the best way you can thank me. And of course, DM me on Instagram at themotherhood.podcast. I love to hear from you. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Motherhood Podcast. Head over to the show notes for this episode and all past episodes at michellegrosser.com, where you'll find free resources, information on how to join and participate in the Motherhood Village, and more ways to connect with me. If you love the show, share it with a friend. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you next time.